Type shit, type shit. So what's behind this new Gen Z seasoning Regina keeps sprinkling lately? What's she trying to communicate? What's she trying to communicate by amplifying this youthful behavior? Is she trying to tell us, oh, I was a child and I'm still a child when I got married to Ned? If that is a message she's trying to pass, fine. But let us place it where it belongs. Because honestly, it's not in my place to argue about one's age. But since this is a lead up to a conversation, let's talk. First, Regina was driving before she met Ned. So I, as a person, will assume she had a driving license. So who issued her a driving license as a minor? Let's assume she had it either ways or drove illegally. Even though she was a minor at the time, whose responsibility was it to protect her? Her parents. Whose duty was it to make sure she was looked after? Her parents. And who handed her over in marriage to Ned? Her mother. Although yes, they say the father objected, but he never raised any concern about Regina being a minor. So if the conversation is shifting towards, oh, I was a child, I didn't know anything, then the question is for the family. The duty of care doesn't lie at the feet of strangers. It lies with those who were responsible for Regina at that time. And let's even move forward from there. What amazes me is how suddenly Regina is presenting herself with this fresh Gen Z energy, almost like she has become younger with time. Meanwhile, this is a person who was the PRO or something of the Senators' Wives Association, a role for women who are presumed to be matured and responsible enough to represent a collective of high-ranking adults. You cannot hold that kind of position and now turn around and adopt teen slangs just to portray yourself as someone who was too young to know better. Come on, Regina. I understand people will try to narrate their stories differently depending on where life positions them. But when this rebranding starts looking like manipulation, of course, we will talk about it. And right now, what we are saying is an attempt for you to use your youthful behavior to rewrite your story and escape accountability. But let me say this clearly. Most of us online spoke against oppression. We spoke against older people, politicians using their wealth, their influence to manipulate younger people or even younger girls. But we didn't talk about minors. We criticize power imbalance at all times. But we will also, in the same breath, speak against manipulation, lies, and strategic deception by younger people, by women to men. Because as far as the public witnessed that relationship between you and Ned, it looked consensual. It was publicly celebrated and well packaged. You were not dragged into kicking your feet or screaming, no. You flourished, you enjoyed, you posted, you laughed, you lived. It didn't look like a child trapped in fear. It looked like a young woman making a decision with her family's involvement. So don't now take public sympathy and twist it into emotional leverage. This is about you owning up and taking responsibility because that is what adults do. And that is why the law says you should be over 18 before you get married. We take responsibility and we become accountable. Power dynamics must not be used only when it suits our narratives. And so emotional narrative must not also be used to guilt trip the society into one-sided sympathy. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is that do not rewrite the past because your current situation is uncomfortable. Do not weaponize youthfulness when adulthood has already been embraced, enjoyed, and used. And do not take this new Gen Z lingua and turn it into a strategy to repent history. Because it doesn't work, darling. Type shit. It's the truth at the time. Take care and have a nice day.